not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer.
What are you doing?
Adjusting your breasts. You fainted and they shifted all out of whack. There.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
It's really ready to go. Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Okay, Cicely! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand. Okay, Cicely! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand. Okay, Cicely! He, him, they, them. He, him, they, them. Some people just call me Fluffy. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, what the fuck is he wearing? It's not Halloween. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck is sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, my God, am I bending the head? Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my God, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, hey darling, you can smile more. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, that's what we fucking do. Fuck off! Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, she is all gangrenous. That's cute, you massive fucking soy cock. He, him, they, them. Superficial bollocks. He, him, they, them. Spider monkey fucker. Some people just call me Fluffy. Holy shit. Yard, 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 yard. It's Captain Gay. Yes, of course it's Captain Gay. Yard, 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 yard. It's really ready to go. You're some Hollywood horse bitch. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, kitty fuck. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck is sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, I'm gonna make quad your main balls. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my God, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, beat him into submission. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, yada 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 yada. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, you got me. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, so fucking crazy. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck off. Fire, fire, big pants, flyer. One of them. So that went well. Let's move on. She's like, it's so. Oh look, what a coincidence. God damn, I hate this thing. I can't say the word tampon. Who There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off, fuck that. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what?
Fucking pronouns! I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Current fucking day! Fuck off! We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda. Twat waffle! That's all you fucking are! Twat waffle! Fuck off! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking boring! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! Fuck your immersion! Guess what? Fucking pronouns! You take everything we love and you just can't help! Shovel! You are dog shit! Fucking crap! Ideology into everything! Every single sundry fucking thing! Don't look at me. There is nothing I love more. Bye for now. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the show, before ads from Heel versus Babyface, your host as always, starts today's show. I want to see some F's in the chat. Today is a very sad day. A very sad day. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the 25th anniversary of the destruction of Raccoon City, where all its souls were lost to a missile strike by the US government, non-nuclear, in an effort to contain a virus of unknown origin. Thoughts and prayers go out to all the residents. So as a mark of respect, I left this out of the opening segment, play it now separately. As a mark of respect, I have obtained some CCTV footage of some of the events of Raccoon City. In an effort to show some brave people trying desperately to save as many lives as they could. Never forget. Raccoon City 25.
For the players.
Hi
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Afternoon Tea with us. I'm your host, as always, as face. I'm keeping an eye out down there because I got my meals coming today. I got my prep meals coming today. I was hoping they'd be here before the show, but they're not. Oh, well. So at some point, I'll probably have to run off and leave you with something like, I don't know, maybe this. There is nothing I love more. Nothing I love more. By the way, I don't know who that guy is, but I was a little bit turned on by that rant. I'm just saying. I'm a bit turned on by that, you know what I'm saying? So welcome, everybody. How you doing? Today is the 1st of October, 2023. The 25th anniversary of the annihilation of Raccoon City. Oopsie doopsies. This is what happens, I guess, when you spread a potent virus on purpose in an effort to get. Anyway, of course, I am talking about the Resident Evil franchise. Woo, okay. Yeah. Let's move on very quickly. Hi, YouTube. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. YouTube. I'm good. Thank you. Raccoon City, virus of unknown origin, purposely released in an effort to push a pharmacy. Ooh. How you all doing, everybody? Good to see you, by the way. Can't believe it. October already. October already. Crazy stuff. Which means at the end of this month, it's Halloween. And then that means for the UK, it's bonfire night just a few days later. Hey, Cara, how you doing? Cara. And then, of course, after bonfire night, the next stop is Christ's Mass. Holy cow. But by time Christ's Mass has happened, we're already over the hump of the shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, obviously. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're like, holy shit, this is the height of summer. This is great. And then we're into the new year. Fuck, what the? Life! Where is it? Man. But we got some really good stuff coming. The demo for Star Ocean Second Story remake came out this week. And I've had my eye on it. Oh, I've already ordered my Lego Viking Village Razorburn. I've already ordered it, pre-ordered it, and paid for it last month because they actually put up a pre-order system. So it should get shipped within the next couple of days. Anywho, the demo came out for Star Ocean Second Story remake, a remake of the PlayStation 1 Star Ocean game. And I had a little play on it. Holy shit. It was incredible. I cannot wait to play that game. Old school JRPG, modernized, but with sprite characters in a modernized. It was so good. It was so good. Hey, Cara. Do you know what I'm going to do? Cara, I'm going to do something to you so that you stick out. I know she's married. Stop it. Where are you? There you are. Boink. There you go. We have given Cara the blue wrench of standing out. There you go. I can see you. I can see you now. So yeah, I'm thinking about streaming the demo as well, because if you do the demo, when the game releases, you can continue from the end of the demo straight away. So you don't have to do that stuff again. It's got wrenched. Aaron, do you know what? Aaron, I'm going to wrench you because you're a woman and you need to work, on my channel for free. There you go. So I'm thinking of streaming that at some point during the week. And I'm going to sneeze. So I'm thinking of streaming that sometime during the week. And then at the beginning of, I think it's beginning of November, the actual full game comes out. So I might do it towards actually, maybe not next week, but I might do it towards the release date. Towards the release date, and so we can kind of, if people have enjoyed it, we can flow into it. But I'm telling you, regardless of whether or not, if people are just like, not for me, would prefer it if you didn't stream it and stream something else. That's fine. I'll be playing it in my spare time, so I don't care. And I had a weird sleep last night. Look, my eyes don't look good. They look a bit bloodshot today. I really got to stop crack cocaine at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I was up really late last night, ladies. No. I was doing something much more interesting. I was just up last night. I have brought back all of my comic collection from storage. All of it. So I now have all 23, I think it is. 23 boxes. I say long boxes. They're not long boxes, but they're not short boxes. They're mid boxes. A short box holds 100. A long box holds 300. These hold 200. So they're like a mid box. So I brought them all back. And I bought me some Rippaverse short boxes. So I've got 3 Rippaverse short boxes. I've already filled one up. And the 4 mid boxes, we'll call them, the 4 mid boxes that are in my bedroom, I need to pull those out and go completely through them because they are literally just comics wanged in. So I want to spend some time with my collection. I want to spend some time going through, organizing it, cataloging it, and then making a note of, with maybe the black book, making a note of, incremental issues that I might be missing. Because I realized that I was trying to replace some of my original collection, which was lost due to my own negligence. And I just want to catalog it all, put it all in order. I'm going to buy brand new long boxes to give them new homes. I can't wait. I really cannot wait. I should have already have those boxes all in the bedroom set up. I haven't. They're still all in the front room. Well, most of them are in the front room. I've got like 15 in the front room, 3 in the hallway outside the front room, 5 in the bedroom. Because I've just been sat there on my sofa, pulling out a long box, opening it up, going through it, organizing a little bit, not too much, just organizing a little bit, in as much as if I come across a run which is scattered around multiple boxes, just making sure they all go in the same box in the right order. So this is sort of like a pre-cataloging. And I've just gone through, and if you follow me on TwitTwat, then I've been posting some pictures, just a small little. Hey, let me bring it up. That's what she said. Let me bring it up. Here we go. Let's pull a few things. Let's pull a few things here. Douche, 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 douche. By the way, never forget Raccoon City 25. Never forget. Hashtag Raccoon City 25. 25 years today since the destruction of Raccoon City. My thoughts and prayers go out to all the residents and the families and the friends of the residents that perished in a tragic accident of epic proportion. Anyway, Green Arrow 1, I think going back to 88, yeah. You know what I might have to do here? Might have to do. Oh no, I'm short-sighted. Yeah, okay. Now everything goes blurred. Now everything goes blurred. Mike Grell's run of Green Arrow is... I cannot speak more highly of this run. Don't worry, we will go into where we are with the food and everything later. Don't worry, don't panic. But there's no Super Chat Square Up this week because Real BBC was on Gary's channel. And the Real BBC would be on Gary's channel again this week to balance the books, because I did 3 weeks in a row when Gary was traveling. And this Tuesday will be the 3rd week in a row for Gary. And then after that, it'll be back to my channel. So this week and next week, still no Super Chat Square Up. So we just got time to talk. Oh, Kara. Oh, I am really glad that you asked. Kara, would you like to join us for Sunday Fun Day today? 6 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Pacific, midday Central, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern. Because we have 3 players, but we need a 4th if we're going to fill the team for Phasmophobia. Yes, there is going to be spooky goings on today for Phasmophobia for Sunday Fun Day. So because Jane Theory's still not back yet, love you, Jane. Miss you, Jane. Legitimately do. Jane is an absolute sweetheart. There will be screams aplenty because I'm a very brave soldier when it comes to this. But it'll be Phasmophobia for the Real BBC today. So if you'd like to join us to make the 4th, I'll tell the crew right now. In our secret Discord room. Well, it's our Sunday Fun Day. It's just the 4 of us for Sunday Fun Day. And all we do is tell each other that, oh, we love you. I love you. No, I love you more. For player. Boom. There you go. There we go. Full team. Full team. Fantastic, Carrot. You're in. You're done. You're booked in. You're booked in. The alternate for Sunday Fun Days booked in. So, great. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun. There we go. We got the 2 boys, 2 girls back again now. Although, if you ask me, there's 50% of the team is white. That's a bit too much for me. Fucking white. I cannot speak more highly of Mike Grell's Green Arrow run. It is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And of course, I say, of course, I pulled this out, by the way. I think I'm definitely going to talk about it. I did do part 1, but before he goes into his ongoing run, which this is the first issue for. There was the 3-part absolutely insanely good Longbow Hunters. The Longbow Kara, I don't know if you've ever seen me play Phasmophobia, but Quarter Black Garrett is Brave, X-Ray Girl's the Money, and I'm the fucking Mansell in Distress. Yes. So we can, if we split up, I think it'll be you and me, because we're the fucking cowards. And then the brave soldiers we'll be like Scooby-Doo and Scrappy, and QBG and X-Ray Girl will be like Fred and Daphne. But I'm looking forward. Yeah, we're the Shaggy and Scooby team. Yeah. But you're going to have to feed me Scooby snacks to get brave, because otherwise I'm just looking for sandwiches to eat and jumping up and down on Shaggy. That sounded a bit weird. A little bit more weird than I wanted it to. So yeah, I think that'll be that's how we'll split up. I'm gonna die. Okay. So if you haven't read Mike Grell's Green Arrow, pick it up. Longbow Hunters, ongoing series. I think he did up to round about issue 80, 85, about 80. I think about 80, Mike Grell. But the first like 50 are just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So pick it up. You could probably pick this up for relatively, when I say relatively cheap, like £1, maybe £1, just over £1 a comic, if you look in the right places. And it is a steal. Absolute steal. Pick them up. What else we got? This Justice League run. Oh my God. The Griffin de Batiste run of Justice League was in Justice League International, by the way, which did turn into Justice League, but it's Justice League International. Was absolutely incredible. By the way, these two ladies, that's fire and that's ice, by the way. If you thought they just stuck them with a couple of rando women. No, that's fire, that's ice. But this run of Justice League International was some of the greatest writing, the funnest writing that I've ever read in a comic. Really is. This is the run where Batman knocks Guy Gardner out in one punch. Issue 5, Justice League International 5. Guy Gardner just gives this huge rant to Batman. Really, he's really trying to alpha himself, and then he goes for Batman, and Batman just goes one punch, and knocks him out cold. And the Justice League is just like, one punch. So it's so funny, so good. But it was funny, not in a oopsie doopsie silly do kind of a way. It was just really well put together humor. Really well put together situations. And this run made Guy Gardner as a character. If you hated Guy Gardner before Justice League International, you'll love him after Justice League International. And it also created the incredible relationship, friendship, bromance, which nowadays, oh my God, two men like each other. They must be gay. The incredible bromance between Ted Kord's Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, which then later on brought Fire and Ice into the mix as well. So it became a quartet of Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Fire and Ice. This was released in the 80s, mid to late 80s. This came out. And again, you can probably pick up this for a pretty reasonable price nowadays. A pretty reasonable price in terms of most of the issues you'll be able to pick up for like £1, $1. Again, if you look in the right places. But it is compulsive that both Mike Grell's Green Arrow and this compulsive reading, compulsive, mandatory. Don't super chat. Use the money to go out and buy these runs from your back issues from your local comic book store. Go buy them, read them, then come back and actually thank me because they're so damn good. So damn good. Both of those runs. But it doesn't stop. Here's a little bit more of the Justice League. That's the first issue of it. It was Justice League, then it became Justice League International. Then I think it went back to being just Justice League, but what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. There you go. That's issue 5. The cover is holding back Guy Gardner from going after Batman, but Batman just punches him in the face. So yeah, this just added so many amazing quirks to the characters as well. Batman's just Batman. Shazam is kind of like they have him more as Billy Batson-esque in who he is. He's sort of like a child in a man's body, but it plays out well. Martian Manhunter gets addicted to Oreos. He just gets addicted to Oreos. Guy Gardner thinks he's the leader. He's not. Batman puts him in his place. Of course, Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold get their bromance going. It's so good. It's so damn good. Here's just a little picture. Last night, I took this at about what time? 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. There you go. There's some Green Arrow longbow hunters at the top there. Some more. I was sorting out the Green Arrow. But these boxes contain between 150 200 comics. So they're stacked on top of each other. So in here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, 15 boxes there. 3 boxes around the corner. 18 boxes. 5 boxes in the bedroom. 23 boxes. Whatever. So yeah, I was just I was sorting out both Justice League. You see Justice League down there, and the Green Arrow run. The Green Arrow run is partly put together. The Justice League I got from 1 to 100 here, and they're all put in. Yeah, believe it or not, Kara, I'm not a fake ass bitch like a lot of the people on Twit-Twat that go to Wikipedia and think that they know everything about comics. No, I've actually been collecting comics for 30 years. Since 1992, 1993. That's when I started to collect comics. 1992, I think, is when I bought my first American comic. Why have I got a red blotch there? I've been sticking it into the microphone. That's so this is this Green Arrow run is incredible. So yeah, I've been collecting comics for 31 years. That's as old as me. Sugar daddy, baby. And it's just, it's just been such an incredible source of pleasure. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. Full run of Robyn. There's 183. I think Robyn goes to the first run of Robyn, where he's actually straight. Which was started off, by the way, by the incredible Chuck Dixon. And Chuck wrote a lot of this run. There's 183 Robyn in here. 3 boxes of Detective Comics. 3 boxes of Batman comics. The box 2 and 3 are underneath there. Not old as seasoned. I'm doing all right, you know, for an old shit. Yeah. Apart from the fact I've been sticking my microphone here, you know, for an old. For an old giffer, for an old guy. What else? Oh, okay. Hero in Crisis. Heroes in Crisis. Tom King, Clayman. Is it Mike Morley? Not sure. Maybe I just got alliteration on the brain. But Clayman's artwork is fantastic. I think Clayman is a brilliant artist. I have nothing but respect for Clayman's work. Truly, not being facetious at all. I think Clayman is his artwork is beautiful. I'd love to see so much more of it. This was one of the worst series I've ever read in my life. Tom King is garbage. Is utter garbage. And this was embarrassing to read. Beautiful artwork by Clayman, embarrassing to read. Absolute trash from Tom King. So much so, this was so bad and did so many things, fucked up so many things, that almost immediately after this finished, DC had to go and repair some of the stuff from this garbage. Yeah, and Tom King is an even worse human being. Tom King's just a piece of mitigated shit. Ex-CIA. So I think that says everything. He's an absolute piece of shit. But this is garbage. If you want to see Harley Quinn, the final nail in the coffin of Harley Quinn, boom. This show's got it. This series has got it. Harley Quinn took out Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in the same room at the same time. Harley Quinn. And do you know how she disabled Batman? She opened up his utility belt because Batman has a completely unlocked and not biometrically sealed utility belt. She just opened up his utility belt, took him out, took out some kryptonite, I think, which took out Superman. Oh, it was one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever seen. Harley Quinn take out Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman at the same time in the same room. It was garbage. And it's based around, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Tom King is mentally ill. So it's based around a facility that Bruce Wayne created that's disguised as a farm that is actually a superhero therapy place where superheroes go and villains can go to get therapy. Because Tom King needs a lot of therapy. A lot of therapy. All of the therapy. So even Batman himself decided to take advantage and go for a nice little therapy session as well. And the newly brought back Wally West, original Wally West, white, red hair, Wally West, had just come back in a really great moment in Rebirth. Number one, Rebirth. There was only one Rebirth. And then Tom King made him a murderer going around killing heroes in this. It's going to please everybody to hear that Tom King, writer of this unmitigated garbage, destroyer of the Batman comic, which was selling about 85, 80, 100, no, upward to about 100,000 units a month. Well, shipping, but you know. Tom King managed to, when his run of Batman, managed to get that down from 100,000 down to about 60, losing around 40% of the fucking audience. Because his Batman run, which started off fine, I thought. The first couple of arcs were fine. But then it turned into a fucking joke. You'll be pleased to hear that Tom King is part of James Gunn's DC Universe writing team. Yes, Tom King is part of James Gunn's writing team for the upcoming new and improved DC Universe. Oh, well. So expect a lot of therapy. Oh, thank God. This is the therapy we need right now. And yes, my thumb is purposely over Mark Waid's name because Mark Waid's a piece of shit. Mark Waid's a piece of shit and Alex Ross is a genius. But this is is this the greatest thing I've ever read in my life? I don't know. It's so close. But Kingdom Come is one of the greatest things I've ever read in my life. This came out in what, 90, I want to say about between 95 and 97 ish, around about there, mid to late 90s. Kingdom Come came out. Yes, it's an Elseworlds. It's not meant to be future continuity. It is an Elseworlds, which means it's different universe, you know. And this I cannot. I mean, I need to talk about this one day. I need to do a stream with some people who have read Kingdom Come. And no, it's not like the video game. I need to do a stream with other people that have read Kingdom Come, and we need to talk about Kingdom Come. Absolutely one of the greatest things ever written. And apparently Alex Ross had a lot more to do than just the art. Apparently he was very involved in the writing of this as well. So I'm actually putting all of the once upon a time, folks, Mark Waid might be a garbage human being. Believe it or not, another person in the comic industry that's garbage human being. What a surprise. Mark Waid might be a garbage human being, but back in the 90s, that man could write. You know, regardless of what he was like as a person, he could write. And at least I can separate that from who he is as an individual. But I need to do a stream. I need to do a stream talking about Kingdom Come. Because and if you haven't read it, I don't know how much the individual issues are now. They're not that expensive to pick up individually, but obviously they're going to be more expensive than picking up a trade. If you have limited funds, again, if you're thinking about super chatting today and you haven't got something like Kingdom Come, do not super chat. Put that money towards Kingdom Come. Buy the trade. Softback trade you can pick up for cheap. But just buy it and read it. And again, excuse me, come back next week or whenever and thank me. But it's an insanely amazing story set in the future. Very prophetic, by the way. This story is very prophetic of where we are in the comic book industry, mainstream comic book industry today. And the reason why is because the next generation of heroes are here. But you can't really separate the next generation of heroes from the villains because of the amount of collateral damage, people who are, and collateral damage not just being buildings and cities, we're talking people as well. Where the heroes are just as violent and as reckless as the villains. And I sort of see the best way I can describe it is more like a senile version of the Spectre. Latches onto a human, Neville, I think it is, an old man called Neville, and he needs Neville to be the conscience and make the decision of what's going to happen to mankind. And he takes Neville and shows him everything that's happening and has happened. And he shows the rise of Magog, who's this guy here, who, when Superman refused to become more violent, Magog took over, said, well, I will do the things that you won't do. And he murders the Joker. But kind of, this is where things like The Boys and The Authority and all this kind of stuff, this is where they just become derivative stuff. Because Magog was essentially what you want a comparison. He's kind of like a Homelander, but with the mask off. He's not pretending to be. He's not. He thinks he's doing the right. Well, unlike Homelander, Magog thinks he's doing the right thing for the good of the people, but he also doesn't care what the people think. He's just doing what he believes is best, which is to kill people like the Joker. And then he creates. There's a gulag. Then the government initiate a gulag. I'm not going to give it all away in case you haven't read it, but I'm going to give, sort of giving some pointers. The government start to create a gulag to imprison troublesome heroes. And then it's all kind of kicks off because it gets very authoritarian. It gets very there are so many wonderful twists and turns in this as regards to the characters. Lex Luthor is now very prominent. And Lex Luthor has Shazam as his right-hand man. And Shazam is an exceedingly powerful meta-human, as the DC would call it. Batman's broken in as much as, he's in this, you can see him in this amazing costume. His body's broken, just years and years and years of fighting crime. And he has to have this exoskeleton. He wears this exoskeleton so he can walk around. And he doesn't fight anymore. He's now created a bunch of Sentinel Bat robots which operate in Gotham. And Gotham's pretty much crime-free, but it's also an authoritative bat state. But you know, there is, but it's not in a bad way. It's so good. It's so well done. It's kind of like the price that Gotham have paid to be a safe city again. Superman had retired after people sort of blamed Superman's failings for the rise of Magog. So Superman retired, essentially retired. And that's why we have Superman with here, Athenon put it here. We have Superman here with this now, again, rather iconic black, red on black Superman symbol. So what essentially happens, I'll bring it to a trigger point and I'll leave it there. And if I haven't talked you into buying this, I don't know what else I can say. But this all leads to 3 factions going to war with each other. We have the Superman with his group. We have the current day with Lex Luthor and that group. And then we have a third faction, which I'll keep quiet. Then we have a third faction. And it just leads to one of the most Kingdom Come. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. There are a lot of great stories out there. A lot of great stories that have incredible setup. But ultimately, the ending is a little bit disappointing. You know? Such great setup, couldn't quite nail the finish. Kingdom Come doesn't just nail the finish. It builds the fucking house. The ending of Kingdom Come, all the setup, the payoff is outstanding. Everything that has been built up gets paid off incredibly. Nothing is wishy-washy. Nothing is disappointing. It is an out-fucking-standing payoff to everything that gets built up throughout the 4 issues. Woof! Woof! So, buy Kingdom Come. Buy it. Buy it right now. Speaking of seminal works, Batman The Long Halloween, Jeff Loeb. I think Jeff Loeb is one of the greatest comic book writers of all time. There are some absolute comic book greats, you know. Chuck Dixon being one of them. I gotta give mad love to Chuck Dixon because I love Chuck Dixon and he's incredible. Jeff John is another person. Jeff John can write the fucking front and back off a comic all day, every day. Does he work in Hollywood? I personally don't think so. I think his strength is comic book writing, not involved in films and TV. Just saying. Nothing against Jeff John at all. He's my birthday buddy. We're born on the same day. But comic book wise, absolutely, just front and back. Jeff Loeb is also, to me, the same. Everything that Jeff Loeb seems to write, I just gobble up like a fat boy gobbles up cake. He's so incredible. Absolutely freaking credible. And The Long Halloween, which is 13 issues, which goes through holiday seasons of a year. It's like going through a year through the life of Batman. Early year tells the story of, well, I won't get too much into it. Again, this is very expensive to pick up now. If you want the 13-issue run of The Long Halloween, it's going to cost you a little bit of coin. But if you want to put into a collection, I highly recommend that you do so. However, again, if you have limited funds or limited disposable income, buy the trade paperback. Buy the trade paperback. And it's just a beautiful story. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say a couple of things. Batman, the Mob, Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? Batman, the Mob, Harvey Dent. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's it's just one of the greats, one of the absolute all-time greatest Batman stories ever told. Don't watch the adaptation, the animated adaptation, if you haven't read it, because the just like Hush, we'll speak about Hush in a minute, and a certain person's name's going to pick back up again. If you haven't read it, do not watch the animated animation, because it's not a patch. Just like Hush, just like most of the comic book adaptation. The Killing Joke. The animated adaptations are terrible. Terrible compared to the actual comics. So read The Long Halloween trade paperback, or get 13 parts. Read that. Read Hush. Read Killing Joke before you ever go anywhere near the animated, and then get disappointed when you watch the animated. But Tim Sale, the artist, he sadly passed away about a year or two ago, which is really, really sad. Very specific style. I loved his style. So R.I.P. to Tim Sale. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh. Oh, what can you say about this? What can you say about this? Oh dear. Doomsday Clock was a disaster. It's the only way that I can describe it. It was an absolute disaster. It was merging together the Watchmen and the current day continuity of DC. But there was another purpose for Doomsday Clock. Now, this was meant to come out. This is 12 parts. This was meant to come out over the course of a year. It didn't. It ended up taking 2 years to come out, with month gaps between some of them. You can see here. You've got part 6 is September 2018, but by the time we get to part 10, it's July of 2019. Watchmen is a masterpiece, but this tried to bring the Watchmen into the current day continuity. But also, this was meant to be a launch point for what DC was calling 5G. And 5G, the best way that I can describe 5G is all new, all Marvel. Now, if you don't know what that is, Doomsday Clock is great. No. Is it bad? Is it? We'll get there. 5G cell data. Yes. It was what DC was calling 5G. And 5G was going to relaunch why did you buy them if they're rubbish? Well, I didn't know they were going to be rubbish. I bought the whole thing before I read it. When I buy series, I buy the whole series before I read it. So I bought the whole of Doomsday Clock before I read it. Then I read it. But we'll talk about it. It's not all bad, but it's bad. And it's bad because of what I'm trying to discuss right now. Hold your horses. 5G was meant to relaunch the whole of the DC universe, but it was meant to get rid of the heroes. Not Batman, Superman, but Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, all that kind of stuff. That's what it was meant to do. It was meant to be the next generation of heroes. So Batman was going to be changed. Superman was going to be changed. Wonder Woman was going to be changed. It was all going to be changed. New iterations of these heroes were going to be brought in, and they were going to be the future of comics. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. Now it starts off, and it's pretty good when it starts off, because there's a plan to it. But you can clearly see partway through that the plan gets changed, because 5G got absolutely, when the details of what 5G was came out, people were just like, fuck off. We don't want new Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, whatever. We don't want that. We want fucking our heroes. We want Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent, Diana Prince. And so DC backtracked on 5G, but this series was already in process. So by the time it gets to the end, it's a fucking disaster. And the last episode is it's awful. It's an absolute mitigated disaster by the time it gets to the end. On something that never was going to materialize. And it got swept under the rug, and that's that. Done. Doomsday Clock has no relevance or meaning or anything in the DC universe anymore. Oh my goodness me. This, by the way, is when DC had also gone from repairing a lot of the damage of the New 52 with Rebirth, because when Rebirth started and all the main comics, Batman, Superman, etc., went into Rebirth, it repaired so much of the damage of the New 52. And instead of capitalizing on it, DC just went, oh no, let's just fuck everything up. It was Dan Didio that was behind all of this. And then he got kicked out. So it never happened. But it was just, the Doomsday Clock was just the icing on the cake for the complete destruction of what was some really good work in Rebirth. Ay. Not a recommend ever, but this is a recommend. And luckily, the part 4, which is the annual, is hiding the when something's called the Judas Contract, then you probably have a pretty good idea that there's a betrayal somewhere. The Judas Contract is fucking the tits. Marv Wolfman, George Perez, R.I.P. George Perez, man. Fuck. But this is Judas Contract is outstanding. This is it the Judas Contract that Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing for the first time as well, by the way? I think so. Dick Grayson, because he ditches Robyn Doesn't quite know what to do. Then he becomes Nightwing. But of course, it involves Deathstroke, the Teen Titans, and there is a, as the title suggests, there is a twisty poo. There's a twist. There is a wolf in the sheep. But this was, if you haven't read the Judas Contract, must read stuff. Marv Wolfman, George Perez, their run of Teen Titans. I mean, pick it all up. Pick up all of their Teen Titans run, because they just, Chef's Kiss just doesn't quite cover it. Well, the wolf and the sheep. There is a wolf in the Teen Titans. There is a wolf in the Teen Titans if the Teen Titans are the sheep. That's Jericho, by the way. That's Jericho. Deathstroke's son. Oh, boy. So, yeah, if you haven't, it's 3 issues in the actual Tales of the Teen Titans. And then the final part is the annual. Part 4 is the annual. Pick it up. Insanely good stuff. There's the Longbow Hunters that I talked about earlier. You can see a little bit of my statue corner over here. That's my J. Scott Campbell Little Red Riding Hood statue. Ada Wong. Leon and Ada Wong from the original Resident Evil 4, not the remake. They're in their original costumes. This is my Final Fantasy VII Remake statue, which is actually Aerith, Tifa, and Cloud together. You can see a little bit of Rodimus Prime in the back there as well. And a little bit of Belle's bum. Belle's been loving sitting on top of the comics. But the Longbow Hunters, incredible. Pick it up, read it. Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes draws some of the sexiest women in comics. He really does. His covers are unbelievable. His Catwoman covers sensational. But this was Top Cow. I really enjoyed Top Cow's Tomb Raider series. This is Journeys. This is Tomb Raider Journeys. This isn't the main series. But yeah, if you see an Adam Hughes cover, you pick it the fuck up, you know. Very provocative. It's meant to be provocative. Once upon a time, men were like, men were allowed to objectify fake women. Hey, Melanie, how you doing? Well, I found this. Okay, so we got a little bit of a story here. I was bidding on a small lot of comics because there were some Batman comics in the 200s. There was also, I think, 3 of them. There was also a couple of detective comics. There was, and part of it, there was this Fantastic Four, number 13. And I think there was a Nick Fury. Anyway, there was about 11 comics, I think, in total in this small lot. And I was the only person that bid on it. Oh, look, even Graham Nolan's in there. Woo! Give Graham a little repost there. So I wasn't really paying attention to what else was in the lot other than the Batman stuff, which admittedly wasn't in great condition. The three issues that were in the 200s, I think it's 205, 215, and 223, somewhere around there. They were not in great condition, but because the opening bid was like £20, I thought £20, these 3 plus the detective comics, which were old detective comics as well. I was just like, yeah, you know, if I can snag this, it was really badly worded on eBay as well. It was just like some comics for sale. That was it, you know? It's just one of those times where you manage to fall across something on eBay which is just really badly listed because the person doesn't know what they've got, really. They just seen, you know, they've been going through somebody's stuff. They might have passed away or something, or it just might have been from when they're, you know, passed down to them or something. And they just put it up on eBay, like comics for sale. Misspells are great, yes. Misspells are great. Look for misspellings as well, folks. Cheeky little, that's a nice little tip for eBay. Look for misspellings. And this was part of, I won the lot. I won it for, I think on the original bid, which was around, I think £20, and it might have been a couple of quid for delivery. So let's just say 22 quid for 11 comics, £2 a comic. I thought winning it for £2 a comic, fuck yeah. And I just bagged it, boarded it, and put it away. I had no idea what I'd really got there. So I'm going to pull this out later today. But this is the condition of this, I would say, is looking at what I can see and what I saw when I held it. I think this was, yeah, the stamp's not going to have too much. I would put this between a 5 and a 6 in terms of grading. I think this is likely going to turn out to be somewhere between a 5 and a 6 grade-wise. So we did a little look online. I've still got it here for the Fantastic Four number 13, which is this. And it gives you the price of the grading. A 9.6 grade. By the way, this is not a 9.6 grade. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I talk about grading, here, I've got this here. I've got this slab here. Let me just go. This is what I mean by grading. When you slab it. This is a slab. This is a G.I. Joe, Tales of G.I. Joe #1, which is actually from 1988, which is actually a reissue of G.I. Joe #1 from 1984. So this isn't the original #1, but it's a good oldie. It's a goodie. So I want this, but I also want to get the original of this. But this is slabbed up 9.4. That's your grade. And the grade tells you about the condition of it, white pages. It's got white pages inside. So a 9.4 is excellent. It's a great grade. It means that the comic's in really good condition. Maybe a little blemish. I mean, looking at this myself, without opening it up inside, I'm amazed this is a 9.4. I think this could be a 9.6. I think that could be a 9.6. But anyway, you know, I'm not a professional grader. So this is what we mean by grading when I talk about a 5 or a 6. So it's in really good nick. If you get a near mint, most of the near mints tend to be 9.8. As, can you get a 10 out of 10? Yes. They are rocking horse shit. Because a 10 out of 10 means it has to be gem mint. And to get something from the presses to there, gem mint, not a single solitary blemish, turn, anything, is nigh on impossible. nigh on impossible to get. 10 out of 10 gem mint. Really, you've been looking for, if you want the best, 9.8 mint condition. Do I have a 10 out of 10 of something? I couldn't possibly. Oh, I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this off in a bit. When I was a kid and I wanted to be an artist, I've got a drawing of something. So going back to what we're discussing here, I think this, in the condition that it is between a 5 and a 6. A 5 and a 6. As you're at, oh, you can come back. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Now, if this comic was a 9.6, not even a 9.8, but if this was a 9.6, do you know what its current value is at 9.6? The current value is $15,000. $15,000 if it was a 9.6. So if it was a 9.8, probably 22,500, maybe a little bit more. However, this is not a 9.6, as we've discussed. This is somewhere, I think I'm speculating that this would probably be somewhere between a 5 and a 6, and I might have this cleaned and sent to grading. But let's just say that this is graded at between a 5 and a 6. How much would this be worth? This would be worth $1,000. $1,000 if this graded between a 5 and a 6. And I bought it for £2. I bought it for £2. $2.50. $2.50. That's what I bought it for. And it's worth $1,000. £998 profit. Not bad. It's all right. It's a pretty decent return on investment. So I gotta make a decision about what I want to do. I know somebody said, "Isn't cleaning a bit of a no-no?" It depends how you have it done. Depends. But I would like to send this away for grading. Sign it from me. Put a massive ass on the front. Would I sell it? Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yes. I'm a DC guy as opposed to a Marvel guy, and it's great to have, but if I sold it, I would put that money into the mortgage fund. That's what I would do. I would put it into the mortgage fund. But yeah, to pick this up for $2.50, £2, $2.50, and it being worth £1,000, $1,000, to be worth $1,000, which is, again, let's say about £800. Not a bad return on investment. So that's just something pretty wonderful that happened. Now that that is so good. That is so good. Do we have more? Woman almost dies after learning what accountability is. Oh, Gundam, I love you. I love you. That's actually from Gary's collection. FNT. Babylon B. Wife frustrated that husband doesn't realize she wants him to be quiet and also talk to her and also leave her alone and also come talk to her. Perfect. That face you make when you're reviewing the new Robin Hood series. Jesus Droid from George Floyd. Aha! Here we go. We're back on the comics. And this is right here. Right here. Kelly Jones. Who I'm very, very fortunate and lucky to have a communication with. Kelly's coming back on the show soon, by the way. Kelly's coming back on the show soon. Him and his lovely wife. But Kelly Jones, I fell in love with Kelly Jones's artwork back in 1983 when he started doing Batman covers. And he did the Nightfall covers. And then he did the interiors for Batman. And I've been in love with Kelly's work ever since. I've been so fortunate to have streamed with him. Hey! How you doing, dude? How you doing? I was just talking about putting some of my comics in your long boxes. Which bought myself some of your short boxes. Sorry, not long boxes. Although, forgive me for being stereotypical, Eric. I would have thought you did some long boxes. I'm just saying. By the way, can we have some long boxes? Can we please have some Rippaverse long boxes? I don't know how the short boxes are selling, but I bought myself a couple of 3. And they're great, by the way. They're beautiful. They are beautiful. Long boxes next. I'd buy a shit ton. I'm not joking, mate. I'd buy a shit. You put out long boxes. I would buy all of them to put my collection in. I would buy as many as I need to put my collection in, and then a few more for because I'm gonna get more comics. I don't know when you jumped in, Eric, but I was just talking about a comic that I found when I just brought all my comic collection back to the house. And I was looking through and I found a Fantastic Four number 13, which I bought as part of a tiny, small collection of 11 comics for $2.50. And it's valued at, I think it's somewhere between a 5 and a 6 grade. It's in very good nick. 5 and a 6 would be fantastic. It's worth $1,000, $1,000. And I bought it for $2.50. $2.50. Yeah, I picked up Fantastic Four number 13 for $2.50. Oh, yes. So, yes. Yeah, not bad, eh? Kelly Jones. Kelly has also not just had the privilege of stream with him, and he was awesome when he came on the stream. By the way, he was absolutely awesome. But Kelly, he drew me a custom piece and sent it to me as a thank you for coming on the show. What the fuck? He drew me a custom picture in the same on the same paper that they draw, covers and whatnot. The awesome Graham Nolan sent me a page from Batman, from Detective Comics 701, page 11. Oh, man. So I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I don't get people like Graham and Kelly and, you know, Chuck and people like that on the show for perks. You know, I get them on because they're my heroes. They are my heroes. They're the people that made me fall in love with comics. And I want to share them. I want to share them with everyone, you know, every one of you guys, if you've never picked up their work or read, you know, Chuck Dixon or whatever. And that said, though, holy shit, these perks are great. These perks are fucking wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But you know, just incredibly grateful. But Kelly is currently R.I.P. Norm Brayfogle. Two of my favorite artists of all time, Jim Aparo and Norm Brayfogle, have passed away. Jim Aparo passed away in 2005, I think it was. He was mid-70s, you know, decent knock. Wish he would have stuck around for longer. Norm Brayfogle tragically passed away a couple of years after a stroke. He had a stroke, and then I think he was only 59 when he passed away, which was about 3 or 4 years ago. I was pretty heartbroken. Loved Norm Brayfogle's work. It flowed so well. He was so dynamic. He made, like, Jim Aparo, and I don't, you know, I say this as a compliment, not a backhanded I say this as a compliment. Jim Aparo, I loved, you know, my God, I adored his work. I would class Jim Aparo as very classic. He's a very classic artist. And love that. And Norm just had this, his lines were incredible, and it just flowed so unbelievably. I'd love to have Jim Ballant on the show. His Catwoman is I think his Catwoman is just seminal, legendary stuff. But I'd love to have, you know, Doug Moach. I thought Doug Moach was an incredible writer. But yeah, Kelly Jones is currently doing variant covers for Detective Comics. I mean, he shouldn't be doing the variant. He should be doing the he should be doing the covers, period. The A covers, the main cover. But this one particularly, which is right here. Man, when I saw this go up for pre-sale, I immediately messaged Kelly and I was just like, I have just seen the pre-sale for Tech 1074. And I said, I think this is one of the greatest covers I've ever seen from you. This cover is out fucking standing. It's just everything that you could want from Batman. You got the smoke from the vent, which of course makes Gotham that sort of dirty, grimy city with the great stonework behind and the piping. Again, sort of gives that industrial feel. But of course, the steam coming up from it, shrouding Batman. So you just get these exquisite popping points. Ugh. And then the criminals just shitting their pants. And one of them on the floor, blood on his face because Batman just knocked him the fuck out. With these guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kelly replied saying, if you put all my covers together, they tell a story. And I was just like, if you put my variant covers together, It tells a little story in itself. Ah, my. Just, God, what can you say? I mean, you know, without a doubt, genius. Genius. It's a word which I don't know if it's even good enough to describe people like Kelly Jones. But this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, snap that up. Bit of an iconic detective, another from one iconic cover to another iconic cover, you know? Kelly being an iconic cover artist for tech and interiors for Batman. But, yes, look, Detective Comics 475. The Joker with the fish guns. This is in between a 5 and a 6, maybe a 4.5. Probably a 4.5, maybe a 4. But this is still in decent nick. And to have it in this condition, I'm very happy with. But okay, it's an iconic cover. Wonderful. Adam Hughes. I showed you the Adam Hughes Lara Croft cover, Tomb Raider cover earlier, but I did mention the Lara Croft. I did mention the Adam Hughes Catwoman covers that he did. Here's some of them. This being my favorite, Catwoman 51. There's so much going on in this picture. It's wonderful. First of all, as ever, Adam Hughes just draws sexy, busty, cleavage-heavy women. No problem with that whatsoever. Go, sir, go. But the reason why this image is, to me, one of the greatest covers ever, without a doubt, not just the sexiness of Selina Kyle, but we've got her behind having a mugshot taken. So we got her behind holding the board. You can see the mascara's run. Is it tears? Is it rain? Leave that to your interpretation. To me, I always saw these a little bit as tears. The hair, the drenched hair, which again could be the rain making the mascara run, but I think the rain disguises the tears. That's the way I see this. The rain actually disguises that these are tears. Just beautiful, but the steely eyes, no matter the fact these are tears, those steely eyes of determination just show you that Selina Kyle is not to be fucked around with. I think this cover is one of the greatest covers done. Like tears in rain. Not the rain. Like tears in rain. There's no the. There's no the. Like tears in rain. Yes, but like Blade Runner. Correct. So this is to me one of the just greatest covers done. It is superb. This is Adam Hughes at his best. Absolute best. And I do like picking up Adam Hughes stuff. Oh! Speaking of greatest covers of all time. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. This is Graham Nolan. Legacy Part 6. This is Detective Comics 701. And this is why, I mean, look, I spoke about having the privilege of streaming with people like Graham Nolan, Chuck Dixon, Kelly Jones. Literal heroes. That isn't even an exaggeration. Literal heroes of mine. The very people that made me fall in love with comics, with Batman. That 31 years later, I'm in front of 1,200 people talking about comics. And it's people like Graham Nolan, Chuck Dixon, Kelly Jones, many others. Alan Grant, R.I.P., Jim Aparo, R.I.P., Norm Brayfogle, R.I.P., Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, or the other. I think Jim Lee needs a fucking slap across the face nowadays. Once upon a time, Jim Lee. Many others, many others, which I'm not mentioning. Doug Moach, many others. I don't want to start getting into that game because I'll always miss somebody out. But those people, yeah, I said those people. Those people made me fall in love with comics. Mark Millar being one, hey, Mark Millar, come on. Mark Millar, oh, jeez, he's still currently. There's my Amazon delivery. Needed to get some new nail clippers. I broke my nail clippers yesterday, fucking around with them. This stream will stay up. Yes. This isn't a stream which gets moved or to another channel. This stays up like this. But there's a story behind this, okay? And this just shows to me what an absolutely outstanding man Graham Nolan is. When Graham Nolan came onto the stream, I think for the first time, I was, I'm talking to one of my heroes. I'm trying so hard not to be a complete fangirl, but I'm inside. I'm fucking gushing like a teenage girl at a BTS concert. I'm gushing. And I talked to Graham about Detective Comics 701, the cover being one of my favorite covers of all time. And just looking at this image, this is a personal thing. But to me, this cover is just, again, it says everything. Number one, it's got Bane on, which is, Bane, if you didn't know, was co-created by Graham Nolan. Chuck Dixon, Graham Nolan created Bane. Bane is their creation. One of the greatest villains now of all time. So you have Bane, which is Graham's creation. His mask, in his proper mask, by the way, not this new fucking bullshit mask. In his proper mask, torn because of the fight going on here with Batman. Batman's gauntlets are torn as well. In a head-locking Batman, you just see his incredible physique. But Batman's, again, steely determination as they wrestle and fight. His hands on Bane's face, pulling. It's beautiful. Everything about this is beautiful. The art is beautiful by Graham. The coloring is beautiful, and the inking by Scott Hanna is beautiful. Scott Hanna and Graham Nolan used to have, when I say, again, this is not a criticism, they used to have very clean inks. This is more dynamic, and therefore the little jagged ink work makes it, to me, work even better. Because this is a very dynamic scene going on here, emphasized by the lines here. So I tell Graham during the stream, Detective Comics 701, one of my favorite covers of all time. So after the stream, a couple of days or so, I think after the stream, Graham sends a message to Gary and myself. And he says, thank you for having me on the show. Dude, not a problem. Said, I'd just like to send you a little, this is the way that he put it. Just like to send you a little image, a little sketch, something like that. He said, I'd just like to send you a picture as a thank you. I think he said picture. I'd like to send you a picture as a thank you. You're like, dude, That's didn't have to. Thank you so much. So I honestly thought that Graham was going to do like a little sketch. He does head sketches for his Indiegogo. I bought one. I got one. Again, one of my prized possessions. And we've got another head sketch to be made for the ghosts of Macumbe Bay. So he did this head sketch as part of his Indiegogo, part of the tier that I got off the Indiegogo, and the head sketch was incredible. I asked for a Batman head sketch. Duh. Yeah, I think I did it through the Chinu. Yeah, I think I did it through the Chinu Indiegogo campaign. By the way, Chinu plushies coming soon. Can't wait. Chinu plushies coming soon. So I honest to God thought that Graham was going to send like a head sketch, something like that. So anyway, get a shipping notice. It's very diligent, is Graham, and he's very punctual, by the way, when with his deliveries. So I thought there was going to be this. So I get this shipping notification, and then a few days later, knock at the door, delivery, big fucking box. Big fucking box. I'm like, whoa, what's this? Because I'm not expecting it to arrive in this big box. So I'm thinking, who's this from? What's this? What have I ordered? Oh, God. Was I drunk? So I open it up inside. And it's been padded out. And inside, there is a page of art. Hold on, two secs. We got to do this properly. I'm still here. There is this page of art inside. And when I see it, I immediately know that this is from Graham Nolan. Graham sent me the actual page 11 from that comic. This comic that he put out, this comic which came out in what, 1996? 96, 97? This is page 11 from it. This is what he submitted to DC for printing. This is the only one, because that's it. And he signed it to me, to as I will break you, Graham Nolan. And what makes this even more beautiful, folks, is these speech bubbles here. These speech bubbles. That's Chuck Dixon. These are Chuck Dixon's words. This is Chuck Dixon's writing. Because Detective Comics 701 was written by Chuck Dixon, drawn by Graham Nolan, and inked by Scott Hanna. It is just, and it's such an amazing, I mean, beautiful Batman shot, beautiful Bane shot, dynamic. I cannot even. I was gobsmacked. Just gobsmacked at at that. So I immediately took it to be framed. And that will be with me to the day I die. And that's expense. That would go for money. If Graham wanted to just put it on an auction site and make himself some coin. So to do that, not just send a page, but to send a page from a comic which has one of my favorite covers of all time. I think Graham knew exactly what he was doing. And that just, that just shows that man is a class act. Class act. I did not deserve that. I did not deserve that. But I'm happy to have it. So to own that, Graham has my undying gratitude. I've spoken with Graham many times behind the scenes. And he's the same man behind the scenes as he is in front of the camera. There's no difference. There's no difference. I was saying yesterday, if you think Gary's a nice guy on camera, you should speak to Gary off camera. He's even nice. He's such a sweetheart. But Graham's the same. Graham is exactly the same person. Every dealing that I have with him, behind the scenes as he is in front of the camera. So yeah, I but it's yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. Yeah, I do this stuff, but that's not how I see, when I talk about comics, I'm always talking about it from being a fan, for loving them, for it being such an important part of my life. Reading these incredible stories from these incredible writers with these incredible art. And so it's when it's just the fan in me which sees that, the person who loves the artwork inside of me that just insane. Graham, you are a genius. Another iconic cover. Batman 423. Why is this iconic cover? Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane in what is now rather an iconic pose. You can actually buy this as a statue, as a Batman black and white statue. They've removed the Whammon, but it's just Batman. But this cover is this comic. If you want to own this comic, you gotta shell out a little bit of coin. This is jumped up in price recently. You're making me need to go to the bookshop. As Sandy, go to the bookshop. Go to the bookshop. Get these. Get Legacy. Great. Another great story arc. Coming after Contagion. Love the Contagion story arc as well. But this has skyrocketed in price. So look out. See if you can pick this up for a decent price. But if you can, snap it up. Snap it up. But yeah, wonderful Todd McFarlane cover. Just beautiful. Speaking of Kelly Jones, look at this. Chuck Dixon, Norm Brayfogle. R.I.P. R.I.P. Norm. Man, that was the man I wish I could have spoken to. But we got the Detective Comics Nightfall run. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18. Where's part 14, Az? You're missing it. Ha! Fake fan. Oh, and by the way, that's this is Kelly Jones's wife, Lynn Jones. That's Kelly Jones's wife. And she's a lovely, lovely person. The reason why there's no 14 is because it wasn't part of Detective. Part 14 was Showcase 93, which was the Two-Face two-parter. Two-Face isn't in this main story, but he is in Showcase. I think it's Showcase 13 and Showcase 14. A Nightfall parts 14 and 15. And of course, Batman is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15. It could be 13 and 14. Yeah, 13 and 14, I think, is Showcase. Then that goes 15, 17, 19. I don't mind crossovers. I mean, this was worthy of a crossover. But this kind of did quite a few. The main story is contained within Batman and Detective Comics. You didn't technically have to get Showcase. You didn't technically have to get the Shadow of the Bat issues. But again, this is Amygdala, by the way. This is Amygdala fighting Batman. And by the way, this is the proper Batman costume. Mid-gray, blue pants, blue. This is the proper Batman costume. Proper. But the Kelly Jones covers are just divine. There are some covers that are up here which are mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. But great stuff. Boom! Because we've got another week. We've got another week of no Super Chat Square Up. So I'm thinking next week, maybe we talk about this. Maybe we talk about Batman Year 2. Gary and I have been teasing this in terms of we've been skirting around it, giving little bits of information about Batman Year 2. Oh, and by the way, McFarlane cover. But I think we need to discuss this next week. I think we need to talk about Batman Year 2, where yes, Batman has a gun. What's my stance on the yellow oval? I think the yellow oval is the proper Batman costume. Yeah, when Batman first started, there was no yellow oval. And yes, there's no yellow oval anymore. It's back down to that. I personally think the yellow oval is the way. I think it's the way. But this is Batman blue, mid-gray. So yeah, I think we discuss that next week. That's what we do. Oh, look! Is there still time? I don't think so. I think it's over. But maybe. Isom, number 1, cover 3, $5 only. Go get. I did retweet it, Eric. I did retweet it. Me at the gym. Okay. We have to do a stream about this. We have to do a stream about this. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen. Hush. This, if you don't know, this is all the parts of Batman Hush. Yeah, Gary's pretty critical of Jim Lee's art. I like Jim Lee's art a lot. I think Jim Lee as a person needs a lot to be desired in current day. But whose name do we have again? Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb. This is another absolutely insane Batman story. One of my favorite Batman stories of all time. Is it my favorite Batman story of all time? Oh, it's so difficult. You know, Nightfall, Contagion, Legacy, Year One. There's so many incredible Batman stories. But so I gotta say, this is one of my favorite Batman stories of all time. Hush was fantastic. Absolutely mind-blowing. 608, 609, 610, 611, 612, 13, 614, 615, 616, 617, 618, 619. If you don't know the story of Hush, because we need to do a stream about this. I won't spoil it for you. I'm begging you. If in your mind today you're thinking, oh, I might super chat as, don't. If you have not read things like Hush, things like The Longbow Hunters, things like Mike Grell's Green Arrow run, things like Justice League International, things like Tales of the Teen Titans. If you have not read that, I am begging you. Put that money towards some of those comics. Put that towards some of those comics, whether it be trade paperback or if you're lucky enough picking up the individuals. Please, I'm imploring you to do that instead. It opens your mind. These comics need to be read. You need to read Mike Grell's Green Arrow. You need to read Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee's Hush. You need to read Tales of the Teen Titans. All of it. Perez, Wolfman. You need to read these. So many more. But these are compulsory reading. Hi. Nightfall, Contagion, Legacy, Hush. And by the way, I spoke earlier about certain stories with incredible setup, and the payoff didn't quite work. And how beautiful exceptions were. Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. Buy it right now. Kingdom Come just absolutely nailing that finish. Hush is another one of those stories that nails the finish. It has such incredible setup that you're worried that the payoff might not be there. The payoff is there. And the payoff isn't just there with one aspect of it. The payoff is there with another. There are multiple aspects which get paid off. And the ending between... I can't say anymore. I cannot say anymore. I don't even want to say who the characters are at the end that have this incredible payoff, this incredible ending. I don't even want to... I just want you... I need you to read this. You can get the trade paperback of Hush. You can get it hardcover if you want as well. I actually have the hardcover trade paperback downstairs of Hush, sealed. For me, no. I bought it for Mauler, but I packed it away. And put it all in storage, put all the comics in storage. So now it's here. I can send that hardcover trade paperback of Hush to Mauler and get him to read it. So please buy Hush. Buy it in trade paperback. Buy it in hardcover. Buy it in individual if you have the coin to do so. But you buy this and you fucking read this. And then, again, come back. Thank me. So I'm trying to multitask. Outstanding stuff. Absolutely outstanding stuff is Hush. Speaking of outstanding again, Kelly Jones. The reason with this is Dead Man. I was going to say Dark Man for a second there. Dead Man. Batman 530 to 532. These are actually double bagged. And what I mean by double bagged is there's two comics in here. There's Batman 30. These ones here are the glow-in-the-dark covers. You can see here. You can see the glow-in-the-dark material there and also there. And in the dark, you'll see Dead Man lit up, and you'll see Dead Man lit up there. You can see the Dead Man there. You can see the Batman, I think, on that one. Dead Man there, Dead Man there. They still light up. On the other side is the newsstand edition, which is the regular edition. So these were the glow-in-the-dark specials that they did for this run. Then on the back, I actually have the newsstand. That's what I like to do if they released something different. Oh. Great story again. I mean, this is a wonderful story. But Kelly Jones drawing Dead Man, not just covers, interiors as well. Kelly Jones drawing Dead Man is a privilege. Get his Dead Man miniseries as well. A little fact for you here is there's a little bit of nudity in the Dead Man miniseries. That's Kelly's wife. Sorry, Lynn. That's Kelly's wife. She was the model for that. Right. This is just comics being fun. This is just comics being fun now. We've looked at some seminal pieces. This is just comics being fun. Avengers, JLA, Busick, and George Perez. Holy shit. What a team. Four-parter. Pick this up again. But this cover, come on. Come on. This is just like fangasm shit here. Superman holding Thor's hammer because, of course, Superman is worthy. And also Captain America's shield. Just awesome. Awesome stuff. Just fun, comic-y stuff. That was me initially thinking I was taking back home my Batman, just my Batman and Detective comics. Detective 1, Detective 2, that's Detective 3. And then there was some in here. And then Batman 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But it turned out that no. There was more in other boxes, so I ended up bringing back everything. The next day I went back, I brought 6 more boxes back. The next day I went back and I brought the remaining boxes back. So now, like I said, I've got all 23 mid boxes, not long boxes, mid boxes. All 23 mid boxes of my collection, all here. And as you can see, some of these boxes, they need changing. They need changing. Holy. Woo! Woo! Oh, man. I love comics. Well, I used to love comics. There are some people trying to keep it alive right now. Mark Millar, I'm not buying a lot of comics nowadays unless it's back issues. unless it's back issues. In terms of current day stuff, you know, I'm only buying this because it's Kelly Jones. And I love Kelly Jones and I have nothing but mad respect for Kelly Jones. Mark Millar, anything Mark Millar's putting out, I'm snapping up. North Valley Grimoire, Blake Northcott. I'm reading that at the minute. Next part comes out. Part 4 of 5 comes out, I think, this week. Maybe next week. Pick that up as well. That's another great little series I'm reading at the moment. Not a lot happening in what you would consider the mainstream nowadays, folks. Oh, and by the way, hi. It's all here, right here. I had it right next to me. Hi there. Look at these covers. Look at that, Perez. Ooh-wee. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And I got it out because I want to read it again. That's what she said. What else have I got out to read? Batman, Battle for the Cow. Thought I'd give that a read. I haven't read that yet. And JLA Earth 2. Ultraman, Owlman. Forgot what you're called. Superman, of course. Batman. Wonder Woman. Earth 2. Grant Morrison. Frank Quietly. Woo! Frankie boy. Doing great stuff. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Crime Syndicate of America versus Justice League. Superwoman. Great stuff. So yeah, I got myself some stuff out to reread. I'm going to reread The Long Halloween as well. I'm going to reread The Longbow Hunters and probably all of Mike Grail's Green Arrow run. I got to do it. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Reet. Oh, hold on. 2 secs. Got my notification noises on. There we go. Scott Birch. Oops. Let's carry on. We'll get back to that. Right, we need to go through some supery duperies. I've been talking for 2 hours and 10 minutes about comics. Anyway, how am I doing? Put a couple of pounds back on because I'm well again. And my body's been saying, hey, you know, all those calories that you haven't been eating because you've been sick and you lost a stupid amount of weight in 2 weeks. Well, can we just have a little bit back? So I put £2 back on. But I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Not worried at all. I was sick for a couple of weeks. I was barely eating. I'm well now, and my body needs that energy. So we're in a really good position now. I'm fit. Back to 100%. I'm 100% now. Back to 100%. Today, like I said, I've got my pre-made meals are coming today. So we're going to be back onto the pre-made meals, like boom. And next week, I'm expecting big things. Went to the gym a couple of times this week. Next week, boosh. I'm looking at four to 5 days at the gym. No, I know. Yeah, I'm back to 100%. Okay, maybe 98. But yeah, 2 hours just 2 hours talking comics. I could do this all day. I'm fucking Captain America, man. I can fucking do this all. I could do this all day. I could do this all day. Talk about it all day. And I want to. The answer is I actually want to. So next week, maybe I bring a couple of boxes up here and we go through some, instead of looking at some pictures I posted on TwitTwat, maybe we go through some of the stuff maybe that I have been reading throughout the course of the week. SJ Almighty with a £50 says, here, have some monies for whatever you want. Do you know what I'm going to do, SJ Almighty? I'm going to put that 50 quid towards back issues. I'm actually going to put that. I'm not going to put it in the house fund. I'm going to put it towards some back issues. I'm going to use that 50 quid and we're going to get some back issues with that 50 quid, mate. That's what we're going to do. And also some more Barocca because I've run out of Barocca. We'll do that. We'll do that. Let's go through some supery duperies then. Thank you for being patient, by the way. Oh my God, there's been gifted memberships all over the place. What the fuck? Play Trek with 2 super chats for 10 Swiss. Says, I hope you get my package soon. Robert Meyer Burnett got his on the other side of the planet after 20 days. Royal Mail sure is slow. As we discovered, it was actually sent to my P.O. box, which is non-existent anymore. So sorry. Martino. Then he says, oh, I will send another one, but I don't have a different address. Martino, I have DM'd you an address. I have DM'd you an address, my good man. And thank you. And I saw what it's going to be. It's going to be the Playmobil Magnum PI set, which I can't wait for. Cannot wait for. So thank you, Martino. Lovely, lovely, generous guy. SJ Almighty has been a member for 40 months at the Witcher level. Thank you, dude. And sending that £50. Boobs. Wait. Maz Nielsen became a member at the Bard level. Thank you, Mass. Appreciate you. Pronounce Mass. No D. It's not Mads. It's Mass. How you pronounce it? I know, dude. It's okay. You can thank me for my amazing Danish pronunciation. Fucking awesome. I'm fucking awesome, me. Jens Anderson of the Terai has been a bard for 29 months. Thank you. And that was actually Mass remembering as he's been a bard for 3 months now. Thank you. Eddie Brock with a €2 fiddy says, did you watch the Resident Evil Death Island animated movie? Not yet. I need to watch it. And I need to watch it soon. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. The person who I'm apologizing to knows who they are. I'm so sorry. As is Wonky Eyebrow. No, Eddie, I need to watch it. I've got it. It's just down here. Right here. Still sealed up. I need to watch this. I might watch it today. You know, I've got Sunday Fun Day in an hour and 45. But I might watch it today because after Sunday Fun Day, because it is the 25th anniversary of the destruction of Raccoon City. R.I.P. everyone from Raccoon City who lost their lives. 25th anniversary. So yeah, I think today's a good day to watch it, Eddie. As is Wonky Eyebrows been a bard for 15 months. Thank you. Theodore Pinnock has been a sorcerer for 8 months. Hashtag Raccoon City 25. Hashtag never forget. Amen. Can we get some more F's in the chat for Raccoon City? SJ Almighty also sent another £10 PayPal with a diamond geezer. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. There we go. There we go. Some F's in the chat. Thank you. I was looking for those F's in the chat. F's in the chat. 25th anniversary of the destruction of Raccoon City. Never forget. Soundwave TM3 with a $10. Good to see you, dude. Sup, big dog. Today is also Transformers 1 released. Okay. I'm gonna have to get there. Oh, here we. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay, well, we're okay. That's going in the basket, and this is going in the basket as well. Yeah. That cover is. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's going in the basket. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so many variant covers, but they're so sexy. Oh, I've got to pick this one up. I've got to pick this one up in the basket. They won't get here for the real BBC, but they'll get here. They should get here for next week. Okay, we're buying that. Thank you, by the way, dude. All right, go into my basket. Check out, yeah. Okay, fingers crossed I'll have these for next week. Should be able to show you these next week. Done. Nothing like a bit of shopping during afternoon tea. And thank you, dude, for the heads up. War Wizard with a $2 says, could we get that talk about Jason Todd this week? Well, we had a lot of talk. Maybe next week. But if year 2, a bit of Jason Todd, or maybe just a bit of Jason Todd talk next week. I'll plan something for next week. War Wizard, I'll plan something for next week. But we had a pretty diverse conversation today. Irim Arim with $20,000 Indian. So not quite. But will you stream Front Mission 2 remake on the 5th? Probably not. Front Mission is another mech game. I'm not really a massive jeller with these mech games. So probably not. Do you know what I am probably going to be doing though? Is doing Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna now that it's been redone, rejigged, fixed. I'm gonna do some Cyberpunk 2077 this week. Maybe more some Sunken World. Did 7.5 hours of Sunken World yet last night. Had a fucking great time. Loved it. But I'm thinking I might want to try Cyberpunk. Give it a shot. Guy Incognito with a 5 Canadian that says, have you seen the trailer for Argyle? Not yet. Another Matthew Vaughn adaptation like Kingsman and Kick-Ass? Not yet, but I do want to see it. Henry Cavill. I need to watch that. We'll watch it for Real BBC. We'll do it on the Real BBC. I'll tell Gary. We'll look at it and discuss it on the Real BBC. How about that, guy? Noah Mint with a $5 says, hey, has been loving all comics you've been showing off on X. Makes me want to collect again. This is for the Hoos Fund. The Mort Gauge Fund. In it goes. It's going in. This is October's. We got paid by YouTube on Monday. This Monday, I transferred your incredible super chats into the house fund, which is doing all right. Hey, Lada, how you doing, little lady? I got something gifted the other day. Can't wait to play it with Portrait. Oh, wow. Wow, that was wow. No, hey, can I slink into a low cut top and mosey on over to your island? No, you just go, oh, can't wait to play Mr. Pork Chop. Fine, well. Am I chopped liver? Am I chopped liver? Looks like I'm chopped liver. I'm only playing with you. Legalize adulthood has been has been a Witcher for 30 months. My pronouns are heel and babyface. Fuck yeah. That's what I like to hear. And WG gifting 5 memberships to the stream. WG. Thank you, man. English Batchers gifting 5 memberships to the stream. English Batchers, thank you. And there's 10 memberships there. Pair of you, thank you. Grey Man with a 2 Swiss says, you look 10 years younger. Keep it up. Did shave the beard this week. I trimmed the beard right down. You know, mate, when I've lost some more, maybe I'll just take the whole thing off. You know, take it all off. Take it all off, baby. Take it all off. Well, beard. Woo! Woo! Joe Bob's. Yeah, you first. Yes, my channel flicked like a flicking of the bean. Flicked over 350k subscribers. Thank you. Striker X24. With a $5 says, when I read that both villains and heroes go here for therapy, I couldn't understand what I was reading. Also, this is, by the way, Tom King's horrendously written piece of garbage called Heroes in Crisis. Also, will you review The Last Ronin? It's great. Well, now all the comics are back. I can get that mini series together so I can read it because I haven't read it yet. As is looking like Mandy Summers' pool boy. That's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. So yeah, I think I'll do that, Striker, at some point. Sean Godley's been a bard for 12 months. Thank you, Sean. Eddie Brock with a 2 euro fiddy. Have you been following Tom Taylor's Nightwing run? No, Tom Taylor is another piece of shit human being. He could be a decent writer, Light is deceased, but he's another fucking virtue signaling twat. And I don't reward behavior like that. So no, he's a bellend. He's a bellend, but a half decent writer. Pretty decent writer, but a bellend. Lost Frames. By the way, I mean, look. When I was buying mainstream comics, Nightwing had become the most impossible thing to read. I think it was Dan Didio. He hated the name Dick Grayson because penis. And so he wanted to rename him Rick Grayson. So they went through this elaborate storyline of Dick Grayson getting shot in the head and then losing a lot of his memories. And he wanted to be called Rick Grayson, not Dick Grayson. Oh, just fuck off. It was the most impossible thing to read. It was just so bad. I ended up just like buying some issues, but I wasn't even reading them. When you get into that habitual state of just buying the comic, bagging, boarding, and putting it away without reading it, you're fucked. Although I collect comics, my life has never been about collecting comics. The collecting comics was a side effect of loving reading comics. There's a big difference. There's a big difference of just collecting something for collection's sake, or the collection aspect becoming a byproduct, as a side effect of loving what that is. And so my comic collection all stemmed from loving reading the comics. When you get to the position where you're just bagging it, boarding it, and putting it away without even touching it, because it's going to be shit. That's where Gary and I got. And that's when we made the decision. We made the decision to stop purchasing mainstream comics because they just weren't good. They weren't worth £5 fucking per comic. When I was buying, let me just use this as an example. When I was buying the stuff back in the 90s with Kelly Jones artwork on the cover like this, those comics were initially costing me 70 pence. 70 pence. And 70 pence in today's money would be £2, maybe. Maybe not even £2. Maybe £1.80. But then they changed all the process, and I mean, I'm buying this because it's Kelly Jones, and I love Kelly Jones. So I have no problem with buying it to get this beautiful piece of art. But this comic, come on, was $6. That was $6. £5.50-ish. £5.50-ish. That's a lot of money. So it wasn't cost effective to buy comics. It wasn't even cost effective just to collect comics. No. Now prices go up. Of course, prices go up. Of course they do. But it just wasn't cost effective for the shit that it was. Lost Frames became a member at the Bard level. Thank you, Lost Frames. Mike McCormick with a $5 says, love your videos, as much love from Missouri, US of the A. Hi, Missouri. How you doing? Kamikaze has been a sorcerer for a month. Says support independent comics. The hashtag Comicsgate artists are almost all miles better than any of the state-paid propagandists out there. Ilya Robyn, sorry for destroying your name. Sorry for destroying your name. With a 10 euro. I know you aren't into new comics. Okay, well, this is quite an apt super chat to read right now. I know you aren't into new comics. Mark Millar, Kelly Jones Detective Comics covers, Blake Northcott, North Valley Grimoire. Those are the modern stuff that I'm buying at the minute, and that's it. Kelly Jones's Detective Comics are DC, but Mark Millar is Image, and Blake Northcott's North Valley Grimoire is Whatnot. Massive Publishing, Whatnot. So two of those three, I mean, you could argue that Image is mainstream, fine. But only two out of those three aren't in the big two, aren't in the DC Marvel. But those are the only three mainstream projects that I'm getting right now. And Big Game's nearly over. It's just got 2 parts left. And North Valley Grimoire's nearly over. And that's got 2 parts left. So when those are finished, you know, if Kelly Jones is doing any more Detective Comics covers, I'll get them. Other than that, we're done. We're done until Mark Millar decides to release something else. You know? But the new Conan the Barbarian run from Titan Comics is really good. Also, thanks for being a real one and making Sunday afternoon fun. This is for the Hoos Fund. Gun in the book. Gun in the book. And thank you. Doinky do, in it goes. Bang. So I might have a look. Titan, that's UK, isn't it? Titan's UK. I'll give it. I'll have a look. Ilya. As his wonky eyebrow with a £2 says, nerd. Love to see your passion for comics. Well, that's because it's real and not fake. That's because it's real and not fake. Like a lot of the fucking bullshit twat waffles on social media who say, stick it in me, daddy fucking Marvel. Stick it in me, and I'll go on twat and shout at people that don't like this fucking dog shit that you've been spewing out. And you'll go to me, hey, look, our fans are trying to cancel people. Only real fans try to cancel people because they don't like purchasing dog shit. Yeah, fuck yourself. Not you, as one camera. You can't go fuck yourself. Jesus! No, sorry, I fucked up completely. Randy has become a member at the sorcerer level. Thank you, Randy. Oh, Randy. Maybe not. Will 85K has become a member at the bard level. Will 85K, thank you. Legalize adulthood with $100. $100. Dude, you are too fucking generous, mate. Too real, too generous. If you want to sell that Fantastic 413, please talk to me. For the bankers. Ooh, if it's for the bankers, it's going in the black book. Okay. I mean, okay. Email me, dude. Email me. Email me. Tell me what you're thinking. Email me. Tell me what you're thinking. Legalize adulthood. Okay. Email address is on the channel, as it always is. Heel versus babyface at gmail.com. Send it to my business email. And thank you. $100 super chat. Ridiculous. Sandy Q gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Thank you, Sandy. Now we got Jesus Rosado. God, I said that so good. Has been a sorcerer for a month. It says, can a comic book lose value many years after release? And how? And any examples of that happening? Cheers. Yes. Yes. Now, if you're talking like a huge brand like Batman, Superman, even a Batman #1 or a Detective Comics 27 that's in a shitty state will still sell for thousands of dollars. Okay. But let's just say, actually, this is a really good example. This is a modern day comic, $6 as we've seen. Kelly Jones artwork, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. However, I didn't want to wait for this because I want Kelly Jones's work right now. However, if you wait a few months, and not that much, 3-4 months, 6 months tops, comic book shops will be selling this for less. And when I say this, I mean a modern day comic. Because the price point for the modern day comic is so high at the moment that the comic shops buy them, but a lot of them don't sell. And so they have to end up reducing them to get rid, to sell. So if you waited 6 months, you could probably pick that up for maybe even £1.50 less. That's just using an example of modern comics, because modern comics are overpriced. But there are plenty of comics, particularly from the 80s and 90s, that because they were printed in such high numbers, because once upon a time, mainstream comics used to fucking sell. That Mike Grell Green Arrow run is fantastic. The quality of it is unbelievable. It's some of the greatest comic book writing I've ever read. Those comics are, when they came out, they were 50 pence. I think 50 pence. Around that price. You can probably still pick up the vast majority of that Green Arrow run for not much more than that. For there or thereabouts. But you would pick it up for pittance, for nothing, if the comics were damaged. Damaged covers, water damage, pages bent, folded, all that kind of stuff. Then they would sell for pennies. When we talk about the price of comics, we tend to talk about them, for the most part, in good condition. So comics can go down in value, for sure. A lot of them are artificially inflated in prices right now because companies are sprouting up. Some of them have integrity, some of them don't. So I don't want to tarnish everybody with the same brush. But some companies are opening up where they are artificially inflating the prices of collectibles, whether those collectibles be comics or artwork, video games. They're artificially inflating them they're buying them themselves using groups, networks. They're purchasing them themselves, and then they are vastly increasing the price. And because they're going on these self-made sites which grade stuff, they're setting the grade standard themselves. Now, like I said, there are some integral like the CGC. I trust the CGC. Trust the CGC. Another third-party comic grader. The way that video games are graded today. No, that's they are video games particularly are artificially graded high. If you look into video game collectibles, if you look into the whole fucking back end of it all, people who are attached to the company have been buying and buying and buying, owning them themselves, and setting unbelievable high prices. So it works both ways. Jesus. There you go, buddy. I think you got a pretty decent answer there. Chris Foster gifted 5 memberships to the stream. Chris, thank you so much indeed, dude. Thank you. Best name I can think of has been a bard for 17 months and dropped a $5 super saying, if you haven't already seen it, I'm sure you have. My favorite comic cover of all time is Batman 493. It's simply badass. Which one is that? I have seen it, but Batman 493. So before I hit enter and look, 493 is it's in Nightfall for a start, because Nightfall started at 491. I'm just wondering, the first Nightfall cover was Batman being quite dynamic. Part 2 was Amygdala. Part 3, was it the joke? Was it the Batman punching the Joker with the ghost of Robyn behind him cover? Was it that one? Let's see. Let's hit enter. Oh, it's the Zaz cover. Yeah, I thought the Joker one was the one after it. It's the Zaz cover, Mr. Zaz. Yes. Yeah, this is a beauty from Kelly. I'll show you. Don't worry, folks. This is the Mr. Zaz. Great. This is a great cover. This is a great cover. I used to love this as well. You'd have the picture of the hero there. Look at that. 60 pence. Late May 93. And I was buying this as it was happening, folks. I was buying this as it was happening. God. Oh, man, those were the fucking days. Austin Colton has been a bard for 4 months. Thank you, Austin. And David Harvey gifting 10 memberships to the stream. Thank you, David, man. Secret David, man. Best name I can think of. By the way, that 10 gifted is 50. Best name I can think of gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Thank you. Holy shit. 45 gifted memberships today. That's mental. Thank you. New members, I should say. Boobs. No boobs, though. No boobs. Josh Kelsey sliding in with a $20. Nothing said. Josh is a man of few words. He walks in. He slams $20 down on the counter, which makes you look up. He stares you directly in your eyes. He's looking at you in your eyes like when you're on top of your fucking missus you're fucking balls deep inside of her. Her fucking knees around her ears. And you're fucking looking her right in the eye. Looking right at her fucking. That's the look from Josh. And then he just turns around and walks away. He just talks, just turns around, and walks away. Not a word said. But at the same time, so much. So very, very much. So much. Rick 1662 gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Rick, thank you. By the way, I want to give 904 another shout out because literally right as I was ending yesterday's stream, he went and gifted 10 memberships to the stream. So 904, thank you so much indeed again, dude. ASMR has voice. Giggity. Johnny Wary Sex, aka Juice Cannon. By the way, that was Josh Kelsey. Boosh. Has been a bard for 15 months. Thank you, Johnny. Hugs from Nurgle. Papa Nurgle loves you. He just wants to give you the gift of his contagion. Hugs from Nurgle. Nugs from Hergle. With a bard for 3 months. Thank you. And then Rick 1662 himself has been a bard for 12 months. Thank you, Rick, again. Darius White with a $10 high as brown here. Because Darius White is actually brown, folks. Stunning and brave. Quit telling me what to do. You ain't my daddy. Here, take my money for the Hoos Fund or whatever. By the way, all good recommendations. Chef's kiss. Mwah. My good man. Hail the silverback. It's going to go in the book. SJ Almighty already gave me some spending money for comics today. So I've been spoiled there. But this is definitely going to go into the book. Casa de Az ain't gonna fucking buy itself. Well, it might do. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll wake up and there'll just be some keys downstairs, and I'll be like, "What are these?" And then the keys will just say, "Where?" Fuck it. I really got to stop fucking taking LSD before I go. Ecstatic Brick has been a sorcerer for 4 months. I have all my comics bagged and boarded, and it's coming time to change them out. Do you recommend My Lights, Mylars, or something else? Ecstatic Brick. This is so weird because I am going to rebag everything. And I just bought myself a bunch of My Light 2s. My Light 2s. I just purchased me 500 bags. 500 bags. So they're coming soon. I need to get the proper boards, the acid-free boards. But I'm putting my whole... Hey! Speaking of homosexual people, boom! My Lights with acid-free boards. I asked Gary. I said, Gary, I want to give my comics a final home. A final home. You know, a forever home. Which bags do you recommend? Gary said My Lights 2. But Gary, I did ask in DM which boards. If you could list me which boards, that'd be great. Thank you. So yes, My Lights 2. So I'm going to put my whole collection in uniform bags and boards in their forever homes. Won't ever have to change them out. But looking through a lot of the collection, the bags are wrinkled and shit, you know. It's all got to change. It's all got to change. Gary Foister has been a bard for 21 months. Gary, thank you. And DeBoost with a 12-month Witcher says it's been an awesome year, my brother. Hopefully many more to come. Never forget, hashtag rooftop chackin'. And as always, remain blessed. Thank you, DeBeast. Great to see you, man. Love you to pieces. My Hawaiian brother from another mother. Hayden75 has been a member at the Bard level for 7 months. Hayden, thank you. Good to see you, man. Darukas has become a member at the Witcher level. Darukas, thank you. Jai Tapai with a $2 says, Az, how's it going, mate? You look motherfucking great, man. Work in progress. I'm a work in progress, dude. Still look like a Russian doll with an eating disorder, but I'm trying. Love you, dude. Lady G with a $5 says, this is from my hubby. Az, I love you so much. I love you so much too. I love you. Tell your husband I love him, Lady G. Tell your husband I love him. He's a lovely man. Have you seen what they've done to Hawkman and Hawkgirl? Well, did you see my review of the first 2 issues of Hawkgirl? I did a video on it on the channel. Embarrassing isn't the right word. It's so beyond embarrassing. It's so beyond cringe. And remember that Hawkgirl miniseries is part of the Dawn of DC, aka DC fixing itself. Written by a transformer about transforming. That's all it fucking is. It's dog shit. Okay, Gary has replied to my message about boards as well. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, Daddy. Actually, that sounded very weird, and I'm not going to say it again. But I do want Lady G to tell her husband I love him. Angry Goat has been a Witcher for 18 months. Thank you for these comic book streams. I've learned so much about comics from you and Gary. I recently bought Long Halloween and Hush. Good man. Per your recommendation and love them. Looking forward to more. I need to do a stream about Hush. I need to do a stream about Hush. I need to do a stream about Nightfall. Yeah, please tell me. Yeah. It did. That came out really weird, didn't it? Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. I need to do a stream about Hush. I need to do a proper stream about Nightfall. I need to do a proper stream about Long Halloween. I need to do a proper stream about Contagion. I need to do a proper stream about Legacy. Probably a stream about Court of Owls. Definitely a year 1 stream, a year 2 stream, Lonely Place of Dying stream, Death in the Family stream, 10 Nights of the Beast stream. I got so much to do. I got so much to do. Comic related. There are so many things we need to talk about. So many great runs. I got to do a Kingdom motherfucking Come stream. Emphasis is on the word come. Final night. Got to do a final night stream. We got to talk about. No. Ooh, I got to do. Gary, are you ready for this? We got to do. You and me have got to do a Crisis on Infinite Earth stream, dude. We have got to do a Crisis on Infinite Earth. We gotta do that. Got to do that. Fuck. Gary Walker has been a bard for 40 months. Gary, thank you. Dutch Ritz with a $20 says, my friends in the Atlanta film industry tell me that the WHA and Film Actors Guild still have to ratify their contracts. So even though the strike is over, most people are not getting back to work till next year. So much for everyone's living wage. Look, the later they get back to work, the better. Okay. The later, the better. Dude, thank you. $20. Very generous. Love you long time. Eddie Brock with a €2.50. You excited for Dan Slott's Doctor Who comic? James Hannifin. Sorry, I'm just not even going to dignify that with a response. James Hannifin with a $10. Got into a fight on Facebook about Tim Drake's sexuality switch. Well, Tim Drake's straight. There's no discussion. There's no discussion. Tim Drake is a straight white male. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. Ends right there. They said his sexuality was never defined. Sorry, were you arguing with a retard? Just asking. Just asking. You know, 30 years of dating women, most of it being Stephanie Brown. Never defined. Oh, okay. And I said, well, 30 years of thought boxes and dialogues beg to differ. Correct. Still no reply. Tim Drake was sexuality changed purely because the comic book industry, the mainstream comic book industry, is broken. It's run by broken people for broken people. Broken, narcissistical people. Tim Drake is straight. He'll always be straight. End of story. End of story. Chair Henry has become upgraded. They've upgraded their membership to a Witcher level. Thank you, Chair Henry. Thank you, man. Legalize adulthood with another 50. Dude, you're way too generous. I know you're a DC guy, but one of my favorite covers is Captain America 286 by Mike Zeck and John Beatty. I know John Beatty. Yeah, definitely know John Beatty's stuff. I have an 11 by 17 signed poster of it. Let's have a look. Captain America 286. Volume 1, 286. Oh. The Deathlock cover. This cover. Doink. Deathlock. I got you in my sights. Looking very similar to a DC character there. Called Deadshot. Very similar name. Deathlock. Deadshot. Very similar. Good cover. Good cover. And thank you again, dude. Way too generous. Lady Graves Master has been a Witcher for 38 months. Happy belated 3-year anniversary of offering memberships. Wow. I've loved watching your content, and you're a damn fine man and a hell of an inspiration. Your passion, knowledge, and humor are unmatched. Tell your husband I love him. Because that husband totally wrote that. Lady G, love you to pieces. Love you to pieces, sweetheart. You're a real one. Never change. Please, never ever change. Gary Foister with a £5 says, not been able to catch a stream for a while. Hope you well. I'm doing good. Dude, I've been talking about comics pretty much all stream. I'm in a really good place. Really good place. Late Art has been a member at the sorcerer level for 22 months. Bobs, and Bobs. We'll get him out, then. Get him out. Okay. Love you too, Late Art. You absolute sweetheart. Snowflake's just down there, by the way. Snowflake's just down there. A Chakin Snowflake. And DS with a €2 says, Final Crisis is better than Crisis on Infinite Earths. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm gonna say we don't see eye to eye on that one, DS. Gonna say we don't see eye to eye on that one. DS again with a €5 says, to be fair, what Marvel did to Iceman is a lot worse. I mean, they basically did the same for Tim Drake. I know Jean Grey made Bobby gay with her powers, but pretty much the same with Tim Drake. I think he was speaking to Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, and he's just like, oh, I just met my friend. It was really good seeing him after such a long time. You know, kind of felt weird. And she went, oh, that's because you're gay. Yeah, that's not how it worked. That's not how it works. But that folks just sums up in a nutshell the state of what I can only describe as mounds and mounds and mounds of mitigated modern day mainstream comic book dog shit. People who have nothing to say other than, I want this character to be like me because I'm a narcissist. I'm a narcissist with no talent that got my job purely because I tick some sort of box. And if you don't hire me, I'm going to call you all bigots and homophobes and racists and sexists and all of these words and bully myself into an industry that I don't deserve to be part of simply because I'm a stark, raving self-absorbed, high ego, low self-esteem narcissist. Jean Grey literally mind hacks the guy into gayness. Correct. Because she wanted a gay friend. Well, it was really because Marvel wanted a gay character, because this is where we are. And then Cena Grace just turned him into the most... Well, Cena Grace turned him into Cena Grace. A flamboyant, over-the-top, camp as a row of pink tents gay man. Because that's also how sexuality works, folks. You have a normal personality and you're a normal human being, and then somebody says you're gay, and then you go, oh my God! Oh, really? That's crazy! And your personality and everything about you complete and utterly changes. You know, that's how it works, apparently. Sweet fucking Jesus. Eddie Brock with a €2.50. Sorry, Az, but slot writing 10 and Martha sounds like shit. Of course it sounds like shit. Number one, it's Dan Slott. Number two, it's current day Doctor Who. Oh, number three, it's comics. Mainstream. Gary Foister with a £5 says, glad you're doing good. Your weight loss is inspirational. God bless you. Wishing you all the best. Thank you, man. If it's inspirational, use it. Use it. Do something. Do it. Do it. Legalize adulthood with another $5. Says, have you read the DC Micronaut crossover, Crisis on Infinitesimal Earth? No, I haven't. I don't even know if that exists, so you're just taking the piss. But I haven't, if it does. Read! We are all caught up, everybody. You people. Huge, huge thank you to everybody who came to watch today. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your free time. I appreciate you so much. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, gifted memberships. Thank you so much indeed for supporting the channel. I'm going to be back in 50 minutes. With Sunday Fun Day, Phasmophobia, myself, Quarter Black Garrett, X-Ray Girl, Kara from Ripperverse. We're going to be doing 4-person Phasmophobia. Be there or be good. And a quick Dearest $2 super sticker of a thumbs up. Which is it? Is it a thumb or is it my head? Who can tell? Nobody can tell. So until then, you take care, everyone. Bye for now.